The ocean glimmered gold under the California sun as families laughed, tourists took photos, and the smell of funnel cakes floated through the air. Santa Monica Pier looked like paradise, but in just a few minutes, it would turn into a scene no one there would ever forget. The camera of a nearby vlogger was already recording, focused on a teenage girl in a wheelchair, her long chestnut hair waving gently in the breeze. Her name was Lila Harper, 17 years old, born with cerebral palsy. Her smile was warm, the kind that made people stop and notice the light in her eyes before her wheelchair. She was sketching the ocean, humming softly. Then it happened. 3 older teens swaggered up the boardwalk, all laughter and noise, the kind of laughter that never meant joy, only cruelty. Their leader, Trent Miller, wore a sleeveless denim jacket with a faded logo of a local biker club, but not the kind that earned respect. His 2 friends, Kyle and Zach, followed like shadows. "Yo, move, Cripple." Trent's voice cut through the air like a whip. Lila looked up, confused. "I'm sorry." Trent smirked. "I said move. You're blocking the pier." People turned to look. Some froze. Others looked away, pretending not to hear. Lila tried to will herself aside, but the boardwalk slope made it hard. The front wheel jammed. Trent kicked the side of her wheelchair. "Didn't you hear me? Move." The sound echoed off the wood planks, thud. Lila gasped, clutching the armrest. Her sketchbook fell to the ground, pages fluttering like frightened birds. And then, Trent kicked again. "Move, Cripple." The laughter that followed was sharp and mean. People gasped, some whispered, some recorded. But nobody stepped forward. Not yet. Lila's eyes filled with tears. "Please, stop." The boys laughed harder. Kyle snatched the sketchbook from the ground and tore a page in half. "What's this? Ocean? You think you're an artist?" And then, a deep, growling engine rolled over the pier. 1. Then 2. Then a dozen. The laughter stopped. Lila blinked through tears, looking toward the parking lot. The sound grew louder, thunder on wood. Chrome glinted under the California sun. And then, a sea of motorcycles poured down the pier, their engines rumbling like a storm. Pause, narrator tone softens. Before we go on, if you're feeling your heart race right now, hit that like button and subscribe to The Kindness Chronicles. Because what happens next will restore your faith in humanity. Music swells. Now, back to the story. The bikers rolled to a stop. The lead rider was massive, leather vest, beard streaked with gray, eyes hidden behind dark glasses. His vest patch read, "Guardians of the Road." He swung one leg off his Harley and walked slowly toward Trent. The wood creaked under his boots. The crowd had gone silent. Only the cry of seagulls and the slow hum of engines filled the air. Trent tried to smirk but his voice cracked. "Hey man, this ain't your..." The man stopped inches away from him. "What did you just say to her?" Trent swallowed hard. She was blocking the path." The biker leaned closer. "That's not what I heard." The rest of the bikers fanned out behind him, men and women, all ages, all wearing the same patch. They didn't say a word. Their presence alone was enough to turn the air electric. Lila looked up, her tears drying as she realized what was happening. The leader turned to her, kneeling down beside her wheelchair. His voice softened. "You okay, sweetheart?" She nodded shakily. I'm fine. Just scared." He smiled faintly. "You don't have to be." He stood, turned back to the bullies, and his voice boomed like thunder. "You think being tough means picking on someone who can't fight back? Try someone who can." Kyle stepped back. "Hey man, we didn't mean..." But the biker cut him off. "Apologize. Right now. Trent hesitated. For what? She's fine. The biker's jaw tightened. Apologize. Or I'll make sure every biker from here to Texas knows your face. The pier had never been so silent. Even the waves seemed to pause. Trent's smirk melted. He looked at Lila, and for the first time, saw her not as a target, but a mirror of his own smallness. I'm sorry, he muttered. Louder, the biker said. I'm sorry. Lila just stared at him, not with hate, but with quiet disbelief. The lead biker nodded. Good. Now pick up her drawings. Kyle scrambled to collect the torn pages, brushing off the sand. He handed them to Lila. She looked at the biker. Thank you. He smiled. Don't thank me. Thank him. He pointed toward the end of the pier, where a young man in a dark hoodie stood beside a small black motorcycle, filming the entire thing. Lila frowned. Who's that? The biker chuckled. That's someone who called us. Earlier that afternoon. A few hours before the chaos, Evan Blake, 19, sat at a cafe overlooking the pier. He was quiet, thoughtful, the kind of person who'd rather sketch than talk. He noticed Lila long before the bullies did, her peaceful smile, her focus. Then he saw them approach. When Trent shoved her chair, Evan's chair scraped back. His fists clenched. But he remembered what his father told him before passing away last year. If you ever see someone weak being hurt, don't fight with your fists, fight with something bigger. Evan's father had been part of the Guardians of the Road, a motorcycle brotherhood known for protecting people who couldn't protect themselves. Evan picked up his phone and called a number labeled simply, Big Mike. Mike, it's Evan. I think I found a reason to ride again. Back to the present. Big Mike, the biker leader, turned toward the crowd. You all saw what happened. Next time, don't just film. Step up. Then he looked at Lila again. We're taking you to get ice cream. My treat. The crowd erupted into applause. Some people cried. Others clapped for the first time in shame and admiration. Lila smiled through tears. I don't even know your name. Name's Mike, he said with a grin. And you, young lady, are officially one of us. He took off his leather vest and placed it gently around her shoulders. The words on the back gleamed in the sun. Guardians of the Road. For the first time that day, Lila's laughter returned. But the story wasn't over yet. That night, the video hit YouTube. Titled, Bikers Save Disabled Girl from Bullies, Santa Monica Pier. Within hours, it had 10 million views. Thousands of comments poured in, people sharing their own stories of standing up to cruelty, of fighting fear with kindness. And then, one comment appeared that made everyone stop scrolling. It read, I was one of the bullies. My name's Trent. I don't deserve forgiveness, but that girl taught me what real strength looks like. He ended with, I'm volunteering at a rehab center now. Lila, if you ever see this, thank you. The comment got pinned to the top. A week later, Lila sat at the same spot on the pier, sketching the ocean again. This time, her drawings were brighter, the waves calmer, the skies clearer. She wore the biker vest proudly. Evan rolled up beside her on his bike, helmet in hand. You never told me what you were drawing that day. She smiled. Hope. He chuckled. Mind if I join you? Only if you promise not to kick my wheelchair, she teased. They both laughed, the sound mixing with the ocean breeze. In the distance, a group of bikers rode by, engines humming like a familiar melody of justice. The pier that once echoed with cruelty now rang with kindness. Ending, narrator tone softens, emotional music fades in. Sometimes, heroes don't wear capes. Sometimes, they wear leather jackets.